Alright, this video, I'm kind of stealing the idea from Lojo specifically. I've seen a lot of other channels do it, but he's the main one that I've seen do it recently, where he would go to a store like Amazon, Walmart, Academy, Temu, etc. and just get like the worst rated items and go try them out, or he did the best rated items, go try them out. Mine's a little bit of a twist on that, where I'm getting the highest rated of one item and comparing it to the lowest rated of that same item. Like the highest rated combo versus the lowest rated combo, the highest rated lure versus the lowest rated lure. Like I've got two Lipless crankbaits, lowest rated one versus the highest rated one. I've got two Inline Spinners, the lowest rated one versus the highest rated one. Two combos, the lowest rated one versus the highest rated one. The lowest rated Lipless crankbait on academy.com at 3.5 stars is Rapala Rippin wrap. My autofocus isn't working right now, so I'm gonna be adjusting that. The highest rated Lipless crankbait is the original rattle trap. Bill Lewis, I believe. Yeah, Bill Lewis rattle trap. From Mustad. There you go. That's the highest rated one at 4.7 stars. We've got the highest rated Inline Spinner at 5 stars, perfect. $4.99. You've got the Mepps. 1 18th ounce Mepps versus the lowest rated Inline Spinner at $3.99. 4 stars, the Worden's Rooster tail. Now, I don't know what universe I live in where the original Worden's Rooster tail is the lowest rated anything and not a perfect 5 stars, but it's also $1 cheaper. It's 4 stars. This is one of the greatest lures ever. I've used the Mepps before, I think, but never really put any time into it. So that's what I'm looking forward to today, is comparing one of my favorite lures in the Worden's Rooster tail versus the Mepps. Moving on here, I've got the highest rated combo versus the lowest rated combo. One of these is a $29.99 and it's a perfect 5-star rating. The other one is $19.99 and it's a 3-star rating. Crazy thing is, they're the same thing. You get the ProFISHiency Krazy Kool is the lowest rated one versus the ProFISHiency Marble. So they're basically the same rod. They've got the same grips. The one's a little bit longer, but they're basically they've got the same eyelets. One's a 5 foot, the other's a 5.5 foot. They're kind of small. The big difference between the two combos, though, is the reels. These reels are pretty different. This one feels like it's a lot better, honestly. $10 more. $29.99, $19.99, and this one's a world of difference in the reel. But this one I can already tell is a better overall reel. This one feels a lot more plasticky. Try to focus again. There we go. My thumbnail. Oh. Alright, so now I'm going to get back out on the water and test these out. I'm going to see if there's going to be a big difference between the two rods. I think there's going to be a big difference between the reels. They're very different looking at them, feeling them, so I'm sure they're going to perform differently. I'm interested to see if there's a big difference between the Mepps and the Rooster tail, and I'm not expecting a huge difference between the Bill Lewis and the Rapala, but we'll find out. So let's get to it. Alright, I've got both rods here ready to tie on. They both came with the same line, which is 6-pound line, but a lot of these cheap combos that come with line on them come with the worst possible line, so it would almost be better if they just didn't come with line and you could put the line you wanted on there. Like personally, I use trilene for pretty much everything. They make some ultralight trilene that's tough and strong. This is 6 pound whatever. Doesn't even actually say what it is. I can see hundreds of sunfish out there, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Using those inline spinners, that's most of what you're going to be catching. Most of the time using an inline spinner like that, you're looking for smaller fish like this, panfish, sunfish, you know, white bass, stuff like that. So I know I'm going to do well on those. Packaging, the Warden's wings, because I was able to peel that off and get the bait right out. This one, peeled it off, now I got to peel it off again and again. The problem with these baits is they're really thin wire, so they bend easily. Once they bend, they don't spin anymore, or they don't spin right. Then you'll get a lot of line twist. That goes for both the Wardens and the Mepps. Okay, the first big difference between these two. The Warden's rooster tail is feathered. The Mepps is not. It's just a piece of brass with a hook on it. So, I mean, that's just a matter of preference, really. But I really prefer the feather, and I think the feather would be more effective. It'd make it look more like a bait fish than just a piece of metal swimming through the water. I've got the Mepps tied onto the purple one, which is the Krazy Kool ProFISHiency, and I've got the rooster tail tied onto the marble. I mean, it's a pink rod, but I like the gray handles, the foam handles. The other one's cork, which that's not bad either, but I do like this gray. Oh look, I just noticed that this rod has a hook rest on it. The other one does not, even though it's the same rod, but one's got a hook seat, so you can hook your lure right there instead of hooking it to the eyelets like the other one. Although the other one did have some rubber bands on it that were weird, I took those off. They were probably meant for a hook rest or to bundle the rods together when you break it down. Let's start off with the Mepps, because I think I've used one before, but I don't remember much about it. Casts pretty okay with this rod. This is kind of a, not an ultralight setup, but maybe. Okay, it works. It spins a little nicely. It does have a lot of flash to it. I can see it pretty good from up here. Nice brass blade. Got a lot of flash to it. Decent casting distance for what it is. Not getting any bites on it yet though, which is weird. Got one chasing it right now, but they didn't bite it. There we go. Oh, missed him. Had a bite finally. Yeah, this thing is, it's a 1/18th compared to the rooster tail. That's a 1/16th. But I can already feel a ton of difference. Like, it's crazy that it's just such a minuscule difference, but I think I can cast the rooster tail a lot farther. So let's try that real quick. Oh, yeah, that one just, it feels like it's so much heavier when it's really not. Cast it a lot farther, cast it a lot more accurately. It also swims a little deeper. Like the other one, just getting it just as slow as possible, but just fast enough to where it'll spin and it comes up to the surface, or in a couple inches from the surface. This one I can swim pretty deep. Wow, and it casts so much better. Oh, and I didn't get the hook set on him. That one, okay, that was a serious bite there. I've had one bite on each bait now. I can cast this so much farther, and there's a fish. There we go. It's fighting pretty good, but it's probably just gonna be a sunfish. There we go, it's a green sunfish on the rooster tail. And as far as the rods go, well, this one's got a lot of flex to it. This one's probably a thinner faster action, or a lighter action anyway. Oh, this one's a medium light. That is 5-foot medium light. I would not have guessed that. This thing's got more flex to it than my ultralights. This one here says also a medium light with a fast action. The other one doesn't say what kind of action it has, it just says medium light. I can't quite cast this one as far as the other one, but almost. Alright, so far in the battle between the Mepps and the Rooster tail, I might be a little bit biased, or I'm definitely a little bit biased, but I gotta give the edge to the Rooster tail. Presentation goes to the Rooster tail, just looks a lot better. The hooks, I gotta give the hook to the Rooster tail. This one's got bigger barbs on it, it's a sharper hook, looks like it's better made. The action, they both do exactly what they're supposed to do. They spin the way you want them to do, so they're both even as far as the action and movement in the water goes. But presentation and quality, I gotta give to the Rooster tail, which is insane because it's cheaper. So get a bite. Had 2 bites on it, no hookups. The Rooster tail had 2 bites on it with 1 hookup. This one's got a much thinner hook with smaller barbs. There, oh, see, there's another bite. So the Mepps has officially gotten more bites than the Rooster tail, but has not gotten a single hookup. And it's actually a smaller hook, so there's not really any excuses for that. There's another bite. No hookups. Why does this cost more than the Rooster tail? Why is it rated higher? Makes no sense to me. I got about 6 bites on it there. Didn't land a single one. Frogs? What are these? Some kind of crickets or something. Oh, god damn it. Now, while the marble does seem to be a better setup, that is not a good spot for the hook rest because I just grabbed it and hooked myself. I think the hook seat should be up a little higher. You don't want it where you're going to be grabbing it. And you don't want it on the outside either. It'd be better on the inside. There we go. There's another fish. Is he still on? There we go. 4 bites, 2 fish. Oh, and that one's not a green sunfish either. That's a bluegill. That's nice. That was a good looking fish right there. Don't see too many of these out here anyway. There we go. 4 bites, 2 fish on the Rooster tail. Thrown into the same spots. On the Mepps, I've had 6 bites with no fish. There you go. There's 5 bites, 3 fish. Hookup ratio of more than 50%. The Mepps, 0%. There's a bite. It's a fish too. Alright, so there we go. 6 bites, 4 fish. That's pretty good. That's what, a 75%? No, not quite 75, but I don't know. Math is not mathing. There you go. 4 out of 6 bites ended up in a hookup. 0 out of 6 bites on the Mepps. Got a fish. There we go, green sunfish, I think. Yeah, green sunfish. Alright, so I was counting the number of bites there. If you couldn't catch on to that, I know I was being real subtle about it. But 6 bites from each bait, and the hookup ratio is drastically different. As I'm counting the first 10 bites that these lures get, that way I can give a percentage for a hookup ratio. Yeah, that way you can see how effective they are. There we go. There's 7 bites on the Rooster tail with 5 fish. Oh, I lost him. That one still counts. He touched the bank. 7 bites, 5 fish. There's another bite right there, but that one I did not get. So there we go. 8 bites, 5 fish on the Rooster tail. Oh, there we go. That's 9 bites, 6 fish. we've got 9 bites on the rooster tail. Need one more to make it an even 10, and then we'll have a nice flat percentage rate for hookup ratio. And then I'll go back to the Mepps. Let's go over here with a little bit more room to cast. I already know I'm gonna get a bite here. Just where do I want to cast? Some more fish in that direction, I think. There we go. There's number 9 or number 10 on the bites, and number 7 for the fish. Very quick. 70% hookup ratio on the rooster tail. Now let's try the Mepps. I'm at 6 bites with 0 fish. Think it'll be possible to make a comeback? Yeah, I already said no. Mathematically impossible. There we go. There's a bite. Ah, look, it got its first fish and it's tangled. That one got snagged. Fish took it around a branch. I'm gonna have to count that fish, even though it came off. And I don't think I can get this. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this lure back. So, what was that? 7 bites, 1 fish. Alright. So able to get the lure back. That one, there was some interference from a tree, so I'm gonna have to give the Mepps the benefit of the doubt there and count that one. Yeah, this thing just does not sink. Can't get it low. The rooster tail, when you're using it, you can bring it slowly across the bottom and have it spin nicely and be effective. This thing, you can't. When you start moving it, it just comes up to the surface. Like, I can't go slow enough. There we go. That was a good fish too. Good sunfish. That one was chasing it, swirling around for a while. So there we go. That's, oh, it's a cichlid. That's a good cichlid too. So I was saying, actually I was trying to catch cichlids over there with the rooster tail and I could not get them to bite. So the fact that this one did on the Mepps, maybe that gives the Mepps some credibility. But 2 fish on 8 bites. Cichlids are pretty cool. I like cichlids. 8 bites, 2 fish, and I'm in the tree. Got it back. There we go. Something's chasing it. Just eat it. There we go. Okay. All right. This one's got a hookup. 9 bites, 3 fish. It's another very nice bluegill. There you go. 9 bites, 3 fish. There's a nice sized bass right there too. Let me throw in front of him. No interest. So these are definitely not a bait for bigger fish. You're going to want to use these for panfish and smaller fish. I have caught bass on rooster tails and stuff plenty of times, but right now they're not interested in it at all. I just need one more bite there. Oh, there was a bite right there, but I didn't get the hookup. So that's 3 fish out of 10 bites. 30% hookup ratio. If we were playing baseball, that'd be great. That'd be a 300 average, but it's not very good when you're fishing. So 30% hookup ratio. That is abysmal. Here we go. Got the Bill Lewis rattle trap versus the Rapala Rippin wrap. And first impressions looking at them, appearance, presentation, just for the body shape alone, not the paint color or anything like that, but the Rapala rattle trap, I like that shape a lot better. Hooks, I'm gonna give that to the Bill Lewis. It's got much better hooks on it, but then it is from a hook manufacturer, so what do you expect? It's from Mustad. Now these I gotta be careful with because lipless crankbaits like to sink to the bottom very quickly. And okay, there we go. It pulls a little to the left, doesn't shake all that much, but it does work. It does shake. You can always twitch it to make it a little better. Not really impressed with the movement though. Maybe if you move, oh, you know what? I'm going too slow. This is a fast moving bait. If you speed it up and you retrieve it fast, it moves fine. Now let's try the Bill Lewis. It's got a totally different sound. It's a lot higher pitched rattle. The other one's a little deeper, knocking, more of a knocking sound. Okay, yeah, this one swims perfectly straight. It's got a lot of rattle, even at a slow movement, slow retrieve. See what happens on a fast retrieve. Yep, I can hear the rattles from up here. That is insane. So, yeah, there we go. Out of the presentation and first impressions with the lipless crankbaits here. Overall, the Bill Lewis appears to be a much better bait. I do like the shape of the other one, it just looks a little more natural to me. But this one performs a lot better, and it's got better hooks, and it's loud. Oh, I'm not getting that back. I did not mean to cast it that far. I just barely tossed it out there and it flew 50 yards. Oh, I got it back. I thought that was gonna break off for sure. I take back everything I said bad about the ProFISHiency fishing line, because that was stuck and I was able to force it out of there. Now the Rapala, when it hits the water, it sinks about the same speed, but it also shoots off whatever direction it's facing, so it'll cover some ground and look like a fish swimming down. This, when it hits the water, it does it a little bit, but it just sinks head first, so it does kind of do it a little bit, but not as drastically. So that the Rapala gets some extra points for that. But I think overall the Bill Lewis is just a better bait, and the Rapala is definitely a good lipless crankbait as well. But the Bill Lewis just overall is just better hooks, better swimming motion. Maybe honestly they're probably about even now that I think about it, but you can work the Bill Lewis slower than you can the Rapala. That's a big thing. Like if you need some slower movement, you can change up the speed of the Bill Lewis. You can work it a little bit slower and it still moves just as much. The Rapala, on the other hand, it doesn't move so well at slower speeds. You got to speed it up a little bit. Alright, so there you have it. I think I covered everything I needed to cover when I was talking about the lures while I was out there. A couple more things I needed to cover about the rods and the reels here. The Krazy Kool, the purple one, was $19.99, and the marble was $29.99. The marble definitely is better, mostly because of the reel. The rods are the same, the reels are where the difference is. But I was noticing the price tag from the Krazy Kool that's supposed to be $19.99 says $29.99. So I don't know what that's about. I bought it on the website, went and picked it up in the store, so maybe it's an online special deal. I don't know. But they're pretty even. The reel on the marble is just a better reel overall. But I didn't have any problems with either one of them. Both of them worked perfectly fine. They did what they're supposed to do. I didn't have any issues with either one, either rod, either reel. And so it really comes down to the price. So if they're the same price, go for the marble. If they're not the same price and the Krazy Kool is cheaper, coin flip, they're about the same. And yeah, thanks for watching. You didn't think I was just going to end the video like that, did you? Nothing but sunfish. We need to go out. I know this is getting a long video. We're already coming up on 30 minutes. But we need to go out and get some bass on these rods. So let's cut to that, and then I'll see you next time. Okay, I got something. Is it gotta be a bass? It's under the... It's a bass. There we go. Come on. There we go. Pull and drag. A little bit better. Do not shake off my lure. Not much longer, but he's a lot heavier. Stop. Yeah, I don't know if he's any longer at all, but he's a lot heavier. Twice as heavy as that last one. And this one, it pulled some drag. I probably just need to adjust that. But the rod itself handled him fine. Okay, if you've made it this far in the video, I've got a surprise for you. All 4 of the lures that I tested out in this video, I'm giving away. The rattle trap, the Rippin wrap, the Mepps, and the Rooster tail. All 4 of them are going to one lucky person. If you're interested in winning, there's a link in the description. No purchase necessary, but if you do purchase something from my merch shop, which is listed probably below this video, take a screenshot of your order and include that with your entry, and you'll get 5 extra entries. If there's no purchase necessary, everybody's welcome to join for free. If you're under 18, get your parents' permission, and it's only open to people in the United States. So US addresses only. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the support. Check out the link in the description for the giveaway, and I'll see you guys next time.